Welcome, everyone. We are so happy to have you here for our third virtual tour. Today, we'll be touring the Austin Shelter for Women and Children, or the ASWC. This shelter has been a managed partnership with the City of Austin since 2001. Today, we will hear from many members of our team, including our Area Commander, Major Louis Reckline, Shelter Director, Annalie Delgado, ASWC therapist, Maricela Padilla, and our event manager, Aaron Kozma. Before we begin the tour, Major Reckline would like to lead us in a moment of prayer. Major?
Thank you, Stacy. Father, we just thank you for the opportunities we have to help those in need in our community. We thank you for the facilities that we have, the staff that's in place who give their time daily, and we thank you for the donors who make all of this possible. We just ask that you'll bless us to her and bless our community. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Major. One housekeeping note, if during our tour you have a question, please feel free to type it in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We'll have time at the end to have some of your questions answered. Now let's get started on our tour of the ASWC. I want to introduce you to our event manager, Aaron, who was there recently. Aaron?
Hi, Stacy. I am here today at the Austin Shelter for Women and Children, ASWC. This building is beautiful, and we're really excited to take a look today. It was built back in 1939, has been around the Austin area for quite some time. It was recently remodeled. We're really excited to show our guests today some of the new parts of the building, as well as some of the more historical parts.
Thank you, Aaron. The renovations have allowed us to expand and serve more families in need around the community. We're incredibly lucky to have the Salvation Army to have a supportive and active advisory board. Here to say a few words is our chair-elect, Andy Present. Randy?
Thanks, Stacy. I'm Randy Present. I've been in Austin 38 years and been fortunate enough to join the Army Board 6 years ago. On behalf of the Salvation Army Board, I would like to thank each of you for your time today and for your support. It would be very, very difficult for the Salvation Army to do the most good for our neighbors without your support. So thank you. I joined the Army. I was fortunate enough to be asked to join the Army Board 6 years ago, as I mentioned, because I have a really strong desire to help my neighbors in need. Fact of the matter is, we all have needs, and some are just more pronounced and more visible than others. And I believe the Salvation Army is very effective and very efficient in doing the most good for the most people. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to serve in this capacity. When I joined the board, it became clear to me that homelessness had many faces. It wasn't just someone that was under a bridge experiencing difficulty, but included women and children as well as families with children. I was very thankful to see the things that we're doing at the Austin Shelter for Women and Children. I can't imagine how difficult it is to be homeless, try to raise a child that is attempting to attend school as well, and for the parent to work during that time period too. So the Austin Shelter for Women and Children provided a much needed respite for those that have needs at this time that the shelter services support. So I'm very thankful for each member that works at the shelter, for all the good that they do in helping our neighbors in need. Welcome today, and thank you again on behalf of the board for your participation and your support. Thanks, Stacy.
We're truly grateful to our advisory board and to you, Randy, for your service to the Salvation Army. We're looking forward to your upcoming tenure as board chair. Last week during our tour, we were able to speak with one of our case managers at the downtown shelter who specializes in housing and employment for our clients at that shelter. We have case managers at all of our shelters who have similar specialties. ASWC has taken telling our clients about resources in our community to new levels through the resource board. This allows them to physically see the resources that are out there for them to utilize. Erin?
Here at the Salvation Army and at ASWC, we try to remain incredibly focused when it comes to serving our clients. Our main priorities are to help our clients increase their income and obtain safe and stable housing. Here at ASWC, this is no more apparent than at these resource boards. These boards are displayed right when our clients come into the building. They can see them every day as they enter and exit. And these are really just the plethora of opportunities and resources that are available to them here at the shelter and across the city.
It really does take a city to provide all of the necessary resources to help our clients find safe and stable housing and to obtain a job. All of these resources, and with the help of our staff, make it so that 85% of our clients exit to safe and stable housing in 2019, and 71% of adults improve their financial status. Erin is going to tell us about one of our partnerships that we have at both the ASWC and the Rathgeber Center for Families.
At our family shelters, it is critical that we provide our clients with roundabout services. One of those services is diapers. Many of our families here at our shelters have young children, and having diapers and wipes available to them is so incredibly important. Here at ASWC, we've partnered with the Austin Diaper Bank for about the last 5 years to provide diapers and wipes to our clients in need.
Diapers are definitely a cost that can add up, especially if you have multiple children in diapers. We are truly grateful to have this partnership that helps lessen the stress on single mothers. At both ASWC and the Rathgeber Center, we try to stay very focused on creating a family atmosphere for our clients. One room in our homes that we try to reflect in our shelters is the living room. This is a place for families to unwind and play at the end of the day. Erin is going to tell us a little bit more about our living rooms at the ASWC.
We are right now standing in one of the 2 living rooms here at ASWC. We're actually standing in part of the new building here. When the architect was designing this, we really worked closely with the city, the staff here, to think about how to incorporate the beautiful surroundings of the ASWC property into the living spaces to act as a therapeutic backdrop for the families living here. As you can see, there are large couches, televisions available. This is all really consciously decided to establish some level of normalcy for the families that live here at the shelter.
As Erin mentioned, we have 2 living rooms at the ASWC property. These rooms are located at the head of the wings in the shelter where our families stay. Last year, our clients stayed in our women and children shelter for 34,200 bed nights. Let's take a look into a room where they normally stay.
Right now, we're standing in one of the rooms here at ASWC, an 81 bed facility. That is actually our kind of base capacity. We're able to augment all of our rooms with cribs and pack and plays for those families that have younger children. All of these rooms were really designed with versatility in mind to accommodate families of all different sizes. So right now we're in a room that can accommodate a family of 4, a mother and her 3 children. If she has a smaller child, putting a crib or a pack and play in the middle of the room. But as you can actually see over here to my left, many of our rooms are able to be turned into adjoining suites. This is to accommodate larger families, and it keeps our shelter able to serve our community at a maximum capacity. All of our rooms were also designed with energy efficiency in mind. Living here in the Austin area, it's always very hot and humid. We have fans in rooms, ventilation, and then again, we're always thinking about trying to incorporate the natural beauty of the ASWC property and continuing this mindset of a therapeutic and a healing backdrop while families stay with us.
As Erin mentioned, we were able to house families of all sizes at the shelter. We also have 6 beds designated for single women. We served 446 people at the ASWC last year. Many clients have trauma that have led them to being homeless, and Erin will now walk through a service that is offered to help them overcome obstacles which may prevent them from moving forward. Erin?
We've moved into the old part of the building. Right now we're standing in our play therapy room. There are many different types and methods of therapy that are available to our clients here at ASWC, play therapy just being one of them. Our therapist here on the premises is full-time and really thinks about the needs of the specific family. Children and families alike are eligible for our therapy program, and it always stays very client-centered. We've seen parts of our building that were recent builds as a part of our grand reopening. This was actually one of the original parts of the building that was renovated to suit the needs of the women and children here at the shelter.
Thank you, Erin. We have seen that offering therapy services at both of our family shelters is critical to the success of our clients. And here to tell us a bit more about these programs is our ASWC therapist, Maricela Padilla. Maricela? Hey, there you are. Good morning. I guess not quite. It's now lunchtime, so happy afternoon. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and your professional experience?
Yes, I graduated from the University of Texas at El Paso, and with a Bachelor of Social Work in 2016 and a Master of Social Work in 2017. I'm currently a licensed Master Social Worker with 5 years experience working with children, adolescents, and adults in various treatment settings and addressing a wide range of clinical issues. My postgraduate experience includes working as a victim outreach counselor for Travis County Attorney's Office and as a family therapist at the Center for Child Protection. And I've been working here at ASWC since November of 2018.
Great. We just saw Erin in the play therapy room at the ASWC. Can you tell us a little bit about play therapy and how you utilize that room?
Yeah, play therapy is an approach to therapy that builds on the normal communicative and learning processes of children. So it is my job to support the children in learning more adaptive behaviors. And the play therapy room provides a space for children to explore their thoughts and emotions in a different way. I mainly utilize that room for children who have social, emotional, behavioral problems who may not be able to express themselves very easily with words.
Great. What other types of therapy does the shelter provide, and how do you assess what kind of therapy a clients need?
When clients first arrive at our shelter, I usually send out a form to the head of household to see if they're interested in therapy services. Sometimes my clients are referred for therapy by their case managers. So if they're interested in therapy services, we schedule an intake where I conduct a thorough clinical assessment and we develop a treatment plan. So all my therapy clients have a treatment plan, and the type of therapy is based on their specific needs. So I'm trained in several therapy models, including cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavior therapy, parent-child interaction therapy, and I was recently certified in accelerated resolution therapy.
So can you talk a little bit about how you normally do group therapy? I know that that's changed because of COVID, but what would a typical non-pandemic time, what would a group therapy session look like, or how does that happen?
I would try to offer different types of groups, therapeutic groups, non-therapeutic groups, just to get people familiar with me here at the shelter. And sometimes that would be a way to get them to participate in therapy. So yeah, we haven't had group therapy for a while here.
Of course, hopefully one day soon.
Hopefully.
And are you able to do virtual therapy sessions at all, or how are you managing a safe and social distanced environment?
With my offsite therapy clients, I've been conducting mainly the therapy sessions through phone because I didn't have the setup in my office for video, and also for the privacy on their end. Sometimes they just weren't able to participate in the therapy session in their house with their children around the room, or they didn't have like a really good connection to do that. So.
Sure. So you just mentioned sort of out of shelter clients. So I assume you're able to continue working with clients after they leave the shelter. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yes, clients can continue to participate in therapy as long as they're enrolled in like a certain housing program that entitles them to long-term case management. So I have several clients that I've continued to work with after they successfully exited our shelter. So I find that this type of continued support is really beneficial to our clients as they transition into housing.
Great. And I know that you have an incredible story about one of the women that you helped at the ASWC. Can you tell us about her?
Yes, of course. I had the opportunity of working with Mary, a middle-aged woman who came to our shelter in about March of 2018. So she had become homeless due to drug addiction, and so this led to her loss of housing. Her personal history included a lot of trauma because of exposure to domestic violence as a child, sexual abuse as a teenager, and lifelong emotional abuse from her mother, who had untreated mental illness. So my client Mary was able to establish a sustained recovery from drug use. She was able to obtain employment while she was in case management at ASWC, and she successfully exited into her own apartment, but she continued to experience problems with self-esteem, with interpersonal relationships, emotional regulation, boundary setting. So Mary was really consistent in her attendance, and she developed insight into the impact of that trauma on her current functioning and her relationships. So Mary implemented skills learned in therapy to regulate her emotions, and this helped improve her relationships with family members and coworkers. So by the time therapy came to an end, she had gotten closer to her goal of self-sufficiency, and she was connected to recovery support groups in the community.
That's great. Thank you. And thank you so much for all the work that you do. I know that the work of social workers and all of y'all at the shelters is God's work, and you truly are a part of a huge team that's doing the most good. So appreciate it. And thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So in addition to case management and therapy, another critical service we provide to clients at the shelter is access to computers and Wi-Fi. Erin is going to tell us a bit more about the versatility of our computer lab to serve every client at the shelter.
At all of our shelters, we provide our clients with access to computers. We're in the computer lab here at ASWC. This room really serves two purposes. During the day, it's a computer lab for the parents to job search, work on their resume, do any sort of tasks that they need to do to obtain a stable house and a job. At night, this turns into Homework Central. We actually work with a retired Pflugerville teacher who comes here each evening and helps our kids with their homework, develops reading programs during the summer, and makes sure that our kids are staying on top of their education and continuing to move forward.
Thanks, Erin. Due to COVID and the schools being shut down, we have realized how critical this retired teacher is to our shelter. And right now we're continuing to watch very carefully for fall 2020 school news and are planning to adapt as needed to make sure that our children are academically on track. Another critical service that we provide is meals through our dining room. We've seen an increase of students eating at our dining room for lunch since the schools are shut down, summer camps aren't happening, and many are a part of our free and reduced lunch programs at their school or would be receiving meals during a day camp situation. So we are able to provide packed lunches for adults who need meals while they are at work. Overall, last year, we served over 48,000 meals to our women and children staying in the shelter. Erin will now show us the room where these meals are served.
We're standing here in ASWC's kitchen and dining room. This is an amazing community space, a part of this building. Having families come together to eat meals together is again looking at those normalcy activities and getting back to a safe and stable environment. Our dining room is actually able to seat up to 64 people on a normal day. We feed our families 3 meals a day. Dinner shifts happen in 2. This is also an amazing space for staff and families to come together in a low barrier environment. Our staff has the opportunity to sit down with our families here and share a meal, have teachable moments, and just chat and get to know one another on a personal level.
Thank you, Erin. To echo what was said, a few months ago, I had the opportunity to personally sit in the dining room during a lunch shift, and seeing the staff enjoy a meal together alongside our clients was incredible. It takes down barriers between employees and clients, allowing for open dialogue and healing, and really just seeing each other as human beings and friends. Erin mentioned that we are normally able to serve our clients over 2 eating shifts of about 60 people each. Now, due to new COVID precautions for social distancing, we serve each meal over 3 shifts to allow for that social distancing while still allowing people the time to take a break and enjoy their meal. Along with food being a big cost and worry for many clients, laundry is often something that we do not realize costs a lot of money. The national average to do a load of laundry at a laundromat is $2. For many people experiencing homelessness, they then have to choose between clean clothes or a meal for their family. Erin will tell us a little bit more about our facilities that take some pressure off of the families staying with us.
Trying to think about getting our clients to self-sufficiency. One of those big things that we all have to do every week is our laundry. This is our laundry room here at ASWC. Clients are able to utilize these machines when they need to. They're free of charge. They're able to go up to the front desk and check out any supplies that they need. That's not only laundry detergent, but if they need shampoo or new soap or toothpaste or a toothbrush, they can work with our staff here at ASWC to get what they need to support themselves and their families.
For those of y'all who are able to join us for our other tours, you might find that you don't necessarily recognize the Success Closet where Erin is about to be next. It looks a little bit different than those other Success Closets. While the Rathgaber Center and the Downtown Shelter focus primarily on clothing, the Success Closets at the Austin Shelter for Women and Children have a clothing closet and a Success Closet that holds more household items. Erin?
As our clients get ready to move out of the ASWC and into their own places, we want to make sure that they're really set up for success. Many clients need basic things like towels and sheets and new dishes for their new home for their family. Clients are able to come to our Success Closet with their case manager as they're preparing to move out and pick out a few items for their new home.
While looking at our Success Closet, I have to reiterate how stocking our shelters is such a community effort. In the past, at the start of each school year, we have been able to provide the children in our shelters with new school supplies, a new backpack, and just how much fun that is to open up a brand new package of markers or crayons. Last week, a mother at the ASWC sat down with KView to tell them more about the need for this program.
They're going to go to Sims Elementary School. It'll be a new move to a new town, so we're excited. Rulers, spirals, composition books, tissue, just everything that's on the school supply for the list, they got it. And it was a great surprise, like, I don't have to get anything. So it's been real hard, like, worrying about those things, and then all of a sudden you're not having to worry about them, and I'm very, very grateful. A city cares that much about the people having to start over again or gotten themselves in a bad situation, so I was really surprised. Please donate, because it goes to a good cause, and it helps people that really are trying to do the next right thing. It's not just a waste of your money at all, and you'll be blessed for it. And thank you.
According to Communities of Schools of Central Texas, the average cost of school supplies for an elementary school student is $110. For a middle schooler, that goes up to $270, and for a high schooler, that's $304. While parents in our shelters are consumed with trying to find stable housing, increasing their income, and improving their financial well-being, we want to ensure that the children do not fall through the cracks. Our school supplies our school supply drives each year do just this. And we are so grateful to be able to have this program every year. We are currently working on a safe, socially distanced plan to secure school supplies this year, including a Stuff the Box campaign at many of our local Walmart locations. That will happen in early August. With COVID making it hard to keep kids active, we are so lucky to have outdoor playscapes available to families. Erin will show us these playscapes now.
Here in ASWC's backyards, kids are able to enjoy some outdoor time. We're standing in front of 2 of 4 playscapes that are available for all children staying at the ASWC. We've also partnered with many other organizations in town to provide bikes to kids. Again, thinking about establishing normalcy. When this space was constructed and designed, we again thought about the natural beauty available to us on the ASWC property. Also, as a part of our recent renovation and expansion, we were able to add in ramps so that we could be more ADA compliant to allow those parents and children who might be in wheelchairs or have a walker to access the playground. Over to my left, there is actually a large barn that's available for clients to store their items for up to 2 weeks. If you can think about having a family of 7 or 8 and trying to move into a smaller room, that's got to be really, really difficult, especially when you don't have a car to supply you with any storage. The staff here at ASWC will help you by providing you a storage space in our backyard barn for up to 2 weeks.
Children are constantly at the center of our programming at ASWC, and we are fortunate to have staff that can focus on providing many activities for children at our shelters. These include craft projects, birthday parties, Easter egg hunts, and the like. Even think this afternoon there is a cookie decorating party that's going on socially distanced to make that happen. So since many summer camps were canceled, these activities have taken on a new importance. Our staff are doing what they can to keep the children busy. One of these activities we have available to all of our clients at the ASWC is the community garden. Erin will tell us more.
We're standing here in ASWC's community garden. We have community gardens at both here and at our Rathgaber Center shelter. These really allow families to get back in touch with nature and learn how to garden. Many of our staff members actually participate with them in gardening activities. Everything produced at our community gardens are all organic and actually used in the kitchens at the shelter. So clients really get to see growing their own food to actually eating it. It's a really amazing experience and one that we encourage our clients to participate in if they feel so inclined.
So there are many studies that show that when children grow their own food, they feel more confident and are motivated in their schoolwork. Speaking of school, many children who stay with us may be too young to attend public school. One of the most unique programs we have available to our clients at the AWSC is access to a free on-site childcare facility. Earlier, Erin mentioned that we had 4 playscapes available to all the children who live at ASWC. And the playscape at our daycare is in addition to this. This playground was built as part of the city bond project in 2014.
We're standing outside of the daycare facility at ASWC at this beautiful art installation that also serves as an interactive playground. Children are actually able to go into these 2 structures behind me. One has a speaker inside of it that allows children to project their voice across the playground, which can result in some really funny moments here at the daycare. And the other one contains a beautiful kaleidoscope that reflects the sunlight back onto the ground.
Inside the daycare facility, there are spaces to serve children 18 months to 4 years old. We are currently trying to expand and be able to care for children under 18 months as well. This building was created to be interactive and educational for all the children who attend.
While standing here in the pre-K room at our daycare facility here at ASWC, I have to think about how the largest demographic of people experiencing homelessness in our community are under the age of 5 years old. The ASWC offers families experiencing homelessness in mostly hidden ways. Mothers who are sleeping in their cars in the Walmart parking lot or couch surfing to keep their family sheltered. These families are able to come to the ASWC and be safe, have a safe place to lay their head down at night, know that their children are safe, know that their children are warm and are fed and are being educated. This facility has such an immense impact on our community and those people in our community who need us the most. Thank you so much for joining me today here at ASWC. We really look forward to hopefully having you here one day in person. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. This daycare is essential. A child's brain develops the most from birth to age 5 than at any other time during their life. This is why the time the children spend at the ASWC is so critical. And again, thank you, Erin, for taking us on a tour of the shelter today. At this time, we're going to open up the forum for our guests to ask some questions. If you have a question, please type it in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and we will try to get to all of them. We are actually right on time, so we have about 10 minutes to ask questions. And now I'd like to introduce our question answerers. We have Annalie Delgado, Shelter Director, and Major Lewis Reckline, Area Commander. Hey, guys. I want to thank both of y'all for joining us. And Major, if we could start with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I've been with the Salvation Army for 26 years. Moved to Austin last August, or last July rather, and just enjoy what I do for those in the community who need assistance.
Great. Annalie?
Yeah, hi. So my name is Donna Delgado. I'm a licensed master social worker. I've been with the Salvation Army for about 4 years now. I started my career as a case manager and took over the role of shelter director at the end of last year. So I'm excited. I actually grew up in this neighborhood, so it's such a joy to actually be able to work with the same community that I grew up with. So.
Great, thank you. Annalie, we'll start with you. What precautions are you taking to make sure people in your shelter are safe during COVID?
Yeah, so one of the things that we did right away was try to prepare our common areas to accommodate social distancing as best as possible. Something like reducing the amount of seating the seating area in our dining area so that we could have limited amount of people dining at once. We've extended our meal times. So instead of having just 2 meals in the evenings, we have 3, same for lunch and breakfast. We're calling people by halls, and we've designated a time for those that are high risk so that they don't have to be with the other population. We've also asked case managers and staff to reduce the amount of time they spend face-to-face with clients to reduce contact. So we're doing a lot of phone meetings and things of that nature. We're also enforcing all of the local and state guidelines, like having everybody wear masks, setting markers on the floor to enforce the social distancing. So
great.
Yeah.
Major, what is the Salvation Army doing about families at risk for eviction? So sort of before they land in our shelters.
Well, we try to case manage as best we can for those who are in a program, try to send them to the right places to get the kind of help that they need, because some of it is beyond our capacity. So we try to get them to the right agencies that can assist them there, and just do classes, budgeting, whatever it takes to keep them, especially when they're in our programs, so that when they leave our programs, they're more self-sufficient, and hopefully they don't have to come back into our facilities, which is a very real thing at times, especially now with the economy the way it is. And it's a little scary at times, but we do what we can to keep them very happy and hopefully successful.
Great. Annalie, with regards to the Passages program, when a person leaves the shelter, can you explain the way the Salvation Army makes sure that they continue to succeed?
Yeah, so clients are enrolled in the Passages program, which is our long-term case management program. And these case managers work with clients throughout their their journey after exiting our shelter. They meet with them at least once a month and maintain regular contact, just to continue to provide them that support as they try to just get stable and learn how to budget and be able to meet their new needs now that they are having to maintain a household outside of the shelter.
Great. And Annalie, how do you decide who comes to your shelter versus who goes to the Rathgaber Center for Families?
So both the Rathgaber Center and ASWC, we hold our own individual wait list. As you know, the Rathgaber Center serves families of any composition. We only serve women and children. Therefore, we can't serve everybody, but we're thankful that now we do have them next door. And so if we were to get a family to call, if a family were to call us and there's an adult male in the family household, we could refer them to their shelter. And so we just operate on the callback list, and we try to get everybody in as quickly as possible as soon as we have a bed available for them.
Great. Major, I've heard that we partner with the city for our shelters. What does that partnership look like?
Well, city's a huge partner where they assist us in a lot. They're the major funder for the ASWC, and they also help us with our downtown shelter and the Rathgaber shelter, which covers a lot of the expense for payroll. So it's a huge help. They're great partners, and it alleviates some of the concerns we have when we do our fundraising of where to address those funds when the payroll is taken care of, as you can imagine. And so it allows us to put more into the programs and make the clients more successful. Partnership with the city is huge and very, very wonderful.
Great, thank you. Annalie, it looks like we have another question for you, and it's about case management. What does case management look like for the clients that are actually staying at the shelter?
Yeah, so every client is assigned a case manager once they arrive and they're admitted to our shelter. They're required to meet with case managers once a week or more if necessary. And this is just to kind of figure out what their barriers are, what programs in the community they may qualify for, or if they don't yet qualify for those programs, what do we need to do to get them to qualify for those programs? We work with ECHO, which is an agency here in Austin, to do coordinated assessments, which are very important for community referrals. So we make sure we get those connected to the community, the coordinated assessors as soon as possible. And during their stay, case managers, like I said, will meet weekly, work on a case plan, try to overcome each barrier, improve their goals, but ultimately be able to be housing ready to where they've obtained employment, maybe have cleared some of their debt or identified their debt. And that's when we bring in the long-term case managers to assist with that housing portion of the process.
Great, thank you. And just a huge thank you to you and your staff for all the great work that you do. We're so grateful. Major, do you have any last words for folks?
You know, the Salvation Army in Austin goes as far as our donors allow us. And so they've been very, very good to the Salvation Army. Many lives have been touched through the benevolence of those in our community. We simply can't do it without them. The staff is just as important. The staff gives their time, the staff gives their energy. We simply cannot do it without the staff. You put that together and we have a fantastic program, one that we're very proud of, and we see success. Anytime you see success, when you see a mom or a family leave Annalie's shelter and go into their own place, if that doesn't put a smile on your face, then you've got a problem. But it is really neat to see those things happen. We simply cannot do it without the support of the city and without the support of the fantastic donors in this area. So without them, we're limited, but with them, sky's the limit. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Major. Big smile on my face right now. And Annalie, thank you as well. Thank y'all both for your time. So we are officially at time, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for participating today. We do have one more virtual tour coming up next Tuesday. same time, same place, different channel. But if you are interested in learning about our Wilco Service Center, the Williamson County Service Center that serves the entire county of Williamson County, we will be doing that on July 21st at 12 o'clock. You're welcome to register on our website, and we'll send you the link. And we will also be sending out a link later this afternoon or tomorrow morning for the link to the YouTube video of this particular tour that we encourage you to share with other stakeholders, other community members, friends, family, anyone who wants to watch it. Apparently our new development associate watched it in 2 times speed and was able to see it in about the other ones in about 22 minutes. So that's possible as well. The Rathgaber Center tour and the Downtown Shelter tour are also available to watch on YouTube. So we want to encourage everyone to take a look at those. Just again, thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your day. I hope you stay nice and cool and have something inside to do. And if you have to go outside, be safe, wear your mask, and we look forward to seeing you next week or sometime soon. Thanks so much and have a great week.